Hello, welcome to the Art of the Oracle. I was rewatching the video that I set out yesterday, and I have every day that I have sessions and things, I rearranged my desk and everything, and I took my camera and put it in a different position. And as I was talking, ironically, I was talking about not getting the whole picture, and then I rewatched it, and I was like, oh, great. I was talking about not getting the whole picture and getting a limited view, meanwhile giving you a limited view of the cards. So how divine was that? For all of you that saw that, I'm so sorry that you didn't see it. I hope you did enjoy it. Now today we're using the same 3 decks. We're going to go with Kyle Gray, Angels and Ancestors, 22 Tarot, and the Essential Tarot. And we're going to go in and ask for one of these cards first. I'm just going to shuffle it really quick just to get a foundation of what the energy is telling us in this day, and if there's anything really going on today. Because I don't know about you, but there was like a lot of hype over 8/8 portal and this, solar eclipse, which I knew we weren't going to see it here in the United States. But there just seemed like there was a lot of hype, and a lot of it had to do with the placement of the planets. And I understood that, but I think it just, maybe we just don't really understand what it is truly that we're looking at. And that's kind of what I feel like. It's like we're all just giving our interpretation of things, including me, right? And if it resonates, great. And if it doesn't, then we move forward. Oh my gosh, this is the same card that we got out yesterday, which was all about decide. And I'm going to take this final card. What is this? No, this is 22. I knew that 22, like in the normal tarot, there's only 21. Which is why I guess in the first one I brought it out, I didn't realize that it was all about the major arcana. And because 22 looks like a circle, like it's complete. And I think the reason why, 22 is a major, it's like a divine number. So when you're working with numerology, when you go, and you end up with, double 11s or double zeros or double 3s or double 2s, you don't reduce it any further, because there's something about amplification. When you have a number and it repeats again and again. And so that's around 2. And 2s to me are around something coming together. And then we have 1 and 4, which is 5. And again, once again today, I really like this card. I like the tiles and the way they've created it. And it's interesting. So we've got what started out in the beginning of the week. We had something that I noticed, like the 4 directions. It was 2 cranes, black and white, and they were intersected. And then there was something about me recognizing that it meant the 4 directions, north, south, east, and west. And this one is completely empty. And this is asking us, like, what is it that we did? So in my mind, I'm thinking everything that comes to us for a reason. Like watching the video again and seeing me talk about the limiting perspective, meanwhile limiting the perspective. I thought, well, that's kind of perfect, right? I'm hiding cards from them. And, and I didn't do it on purpose, but it inevitably showed you there was a limited perspective. And there's a lot of talking points. That's what I'm talking about this big shift and all these people that want you to sign up for this and that. And I feel things are different. I definitely feel things are different. But we inevitably, it's like somebody doesn't get more information than us. And I'm assuming that you're coming to the channel because maybe you don't have time really to sit down, or you don't have cards, or you appreciate a different perspective. And you decide that that's partly like, I'm going to watch it on my way to work. That's what I always did. I watched it on the way to work. Now that I work from home, I'm doing it before tuning. And that's really, we can't ask for much more than that. If we have the time, sit, and you can sit with yourself and decide what is true for you. So let's go back into the Angels and Ancestors. And okay, so this is really interesting. And I don't believe in coincidences, so some things happen. And this denotes a full moon here right? But it's the moon phases. Take note of intuitive messages. And that's really what I think I was trying to get at with this, like this being full of a variety of different things and this one being empty. And maybe it's partly telling us to empty out. We have the wolf again. You know, there's a few cards here. I don't think they were all meant for us, but I said that yesterday and then I took them anyway. So this card with take note of intuitive messages. I think the thing that's going on right now is a lot of people have made it a lifelong pursuit to talk to, you know, really they're just tapping into themselves. But I've, you know, channeled light language and I've heard messages and it all sounds like me because inevitably I am me and it's coming through this vessel. And I think it's the same thing, no matter who you're listening to and channeling. It's they're receiving guidance and they just go deeper and deeper and deeper and they've decided that it's, you know, fill in the blank, Arcturians, you know, angels, whatever it is. And it is true for them, definitely in the moment. And I think, you know, the excitement of all these people, like this is the great teacher here. And winter, take care of your needs. I feel like since it's come out again, and that this is coming out again, like look at this, all these circles that are happening here. And to me, circle is around completion. And, you know, this, I was an artist, and so this reminds me of Mondrian, like the creation. And his was very simple, and he used basic colors. But there's something that I think that we're all a part of here, creating. And if we're not overwhelmed with our day, we can all probably agree that things are shifting slowly and looking different. I'm going to see what we have here with all these cards. So we had like the high priestess with Isis, and then now we have the high priest, intend and create. And look at all this masculine energy. And yesterday we had a ton of feminine energy. So I think that these were meant to come out as well. This is a lot of cards to begin. We're going to go to tarot. But we have trust in the unknown and set your sights higher. And I think there's relevance in that, and that's the reason why all these came out. And it's you know, I mean, I can't make this up. Yesterday was all feminine, and I mean, it was 3 feminine, it was women. And this is all men. And I think what that's saying is that there is a balancing or a shifting where what we're going to see is we have the great teacher within if we can quiet our mind and listen to these intuitive messages. And this is, to me, reminds me of creation, which is what intend and create. So with our mind and our intentions, we can create this balancing, because we've got a lot of balance cards that came out earlier in the week. All of these are little stepping stones trying to take us somewhere. And again, like I said, this is my interpretation of you know, and you may see something a little bit different. But the divine feminine also, like the priestess, had this Merkaba, you know, this masculine and feminine. Masculine is a triangle pointing up, feminine is a triangle pointing down, which also denote different elements. And there's something to all this. It's like we're all communicating to each other. It's like we all want each other to figure out the puzzle, and that's why we do what we do. Okay, so again, look at all these cards. I think that inevitably the Queen of Wands wanted to come out. And we had a big fire energy yesterday, like the beginning of a new energy. And look at this Queen of Wands. Now, what's interesting about this, like Essential Tarot, is it represents figures from our past. So we can take a look at and see them in a different interpretation. Sky Father is like the great eagle, is close to the sun. But he looks like God, right? And the great eagle is asking us to have a higher perspective. And the masculine, let's see if you can see all this. The masculine energy here is balancing the polarities, because the feminine energy is like the earth. And the moon is also indicative a lot of times of the feminine energy because of the hidden aspect, really. And then if you guys have all been gazing up to the sky, there was supposed to be meteor showers. I was up at, I don't know, 1 o'clock in the morning and was looking to see. I personally didn't see anything. And I had a beautiful clear sky, but I didn't stay out there long. So hopefully if that's your jam, that you guys have had a chance to get out there and see. But there's something about this balanced energy that I think we've all been working for. Is masculine is not better than feminine. Feminine is not better than masculine. But what's been happening is a suppression where men have believed that like they are the ones that are, because they're physically stronger, that they're also mentally stronger, but they're not. And there are plenty of really, really strong, physically strong women. But the point of one being stronger, I think physically, I feel personally that women, we're intuitively stronger. And so that we're supposed to be balancing each other out and holding space. I think that we're supposed to help guide each other through all this instead of attacking each other. And hopefully that's one of the things that we're seeing. And I'm going to go, I was going to go to the last card that was coming here, which is all of this information underneath here. But we have the Ace of Cups, which was also in yesterday's reading, which is showing us that we have a new beginning and a new opportunity to open our heart into something that really feels meaningful to us. That's what this is all about. And now I'm getting top heavy this way, but I think it's okay. I think it's okay. If I take a look at all of these masculine energies and then we, spread it out a little bit, then we can see that this has been, our, because men are physically stronger and they move forward without really understanding. I think sometimes they just move and they don't tap into the surroundings. But this is asking us to trust that there's a balancing coming in for us. And it's a new beginning, and it's taking us into a place where we're not going to be so top heavy, man heavy. And we're going to see, men are going to finally see that the point of the chalice here is that the woman holds the secret to what we need to balance all this out, I think. And something about, I'm not sure why I put it this way, but this is what it feels like, the great teacher. This wildness of what the earth brings in and what women bring in, instead of, being just discarded and not taking seriously at times. So enjoy your day. I hope you're enjoying the readings this week and that you'll come back to see me again tomorrow. I will be traveling once again, so I'll probably record some of these a little bit early. So until tomorrow, have a magical day. Bye now.